We have to tell our bodies that we are safe, and then we can ask that question and really go deep, and we'll hear the answer that's right for us, that's in our heart.
I mean,
A woman who dreams is very dangerous.
so dangerous. I mean, that's the ripple effect. Feminine rebellion. We are just going to dive right in because the minute I actually opened up this recording with Alla and Megan Jo, I just started throwing up all over them with my own money trauma stories, and I started sweating and I had to pull my jacket off, and Alla, the wise woman that she is, said, you know what, we should just be hitting record on this. So I was like, yeah, let's peek behind the curtain here. I'm here with Alla Weinberg and Megan Jo Wilson, these incredibly deeply wise women, and we are going to be talking about money trauma today. And I know I have got layers and layers of money trauma, as do many, if not all women, all humans. But today we're going to speak specifically about women and non-binary folk, and we're just going to dive right in. But I want to start at the top, Alla and Megan Jo, for people who don't even know what trauma is, or they think trauma, like myself several years ago thought trauma was like, oh, if I were sexually assaulted, that's very clearly trauma. But there's so many different forms of trauma, and I'd love for one of you, both of you, to jump in and let's talk about what is and what is not trauma.
Yes,
Let's do it.
let's do that. All right, trauma, that's my jam. That's what I talk about. So most people think trauma is a really horrific event, assault of some kind, war, right? Witnessing a death, participating in somebody else being harmed or killed in something like a really big thing, even a car accident, like a really bad one, right? Oh, we can clearly see that's traumatic. But what trauma, the other forms of trauma is, um, it's just stress that is overwhelming or unbearable.
Mm, mm,
And for most of us, the way we actually get traumatized, some of us have, these huge events happen sometimes, but what most of us experience is just stress on a daily basis that just accumulates over a long period of time,
mm,
and at some point becomes unbearable and
mm,
overwhelming. And when it gets to that point, and there is no barrier of connection to another human being to help you feel better, to help you process the stress, to help you relieve the stress, when there isn't a healthy, good relationship with another human being to help you protect, kind of give you a barrier, what our bodies will do is very naturally respond to that overwhelming stress. And that is what trauma is. Like we'll have a traumatic response to
mm,
it. None of this is conscious. None of this is something I'm choosing, like I have agency around. This is what our bodies are designed to do. Our bodies are designed to keep us alive. And when something is overwhelming or unbearable, our bodies will deal with it in the best ways that it knows how. And so, trauma, I don't like to even think about it as a disorder or a pathology in any way, because it's actually our bodies reacting in the perfectly designed way that they're supposed to react and help us survive. So our bodies are doing their job perfectly and exactly as it's supposed to happen. And so
mm.
if we're talking about money, you were just talking to us, Nat, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel hot. I'm starting to feel sweaty,
Yeah, now
right?
I have, like, I'm unconsciously started rubbing my arm, and
Mm,
because the hairs on my arm are my hairs on my body are standing up.
Mhm.
yeah.
Um and it's an incredible somatic response to what you're sharing right now.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's dive. This is just, okay, so we're going to talk about money trauma and then we're going to stay in that lane today, but like we're going to have obviously you two back to talk about other kinds of trauma because my mind is like on fire right now, trying to take me down many different avenues of trauma.
Yeah.
Trying to keep my brain on money. So you two are collaborating on a project, and this is why I really wanted to have you on. It's an experience, a journey for women called Healing Money Trauma. So how does a woman know? Because this is going to be very, very new concept to people who are listening to this. What are some of the signs that a woman has money trauma? What is that? How does that manifest?
I'll jump in if I can. Yeah. I just loved the language. Language reveals so much. You said something, Natty, like we're going to peek behind the curtain.
Mm.
We're going to peek behind the curtain. So I just want to say first, I do assert that all women have some form of money trauma because we live in a culture that always wants to keep the curtain over what's happening with us and our money.
Mm.
But that's true for men too, right? We don't talk about our money. We're not open about money. So if we go by Alla's beautiful definition of trauma, any form of stress where there isn't human connection, processing, normalizing, working through guilt and shame, your body will have a response and it will stay in your body. So unless you've spent your whole life openly talking about processing, being honest, working through your guilt and shame in a group with a therapist, with your family, going through your ancestry, looking at the history of women, understanding capitalism and its connections to misogyny and racism. Unless you've done all those things, once you start talking about money, you will know, even for those of you who are listening, just take a beat and check in with your body. Just listening to us talking about it, I feel, right? There's a buzzing.
Yes.
There's a frequency. There's a bracing. Oh shit. Oh shit. We're going to unsafe territory.
Yes. Yes. And so many things are coming to my mind. It's like the story of, no matter how much I have, it's never enough.
Right.
Like this hoarding mentality. Like I have to have a certain amount in order to feel safe because I'm unsafe without, this cushion. Or, what I've seen with some women is like the pendulum of like saving a lot of money and then spending a lot of money and then saving a lot of money and then spending a lot of money. It's like what what even is money? Do you guys talk about this? Like the root of money, or how you view, what is a healthy view of money?
I'm going to pause just for 1 second. Are you guys hearing a scratchy
I
echo?
am. Yeah.
Are you hearing it? Alla's not hearing. Check, check, check. It's weird.
Yeah, it's like a little. It's not horrible, but it's behind.
Huh.
I'm not hearing it.
Okay, great. Just thought I'd ask. It's very slight. Okay. Echo cancellation is up all the way.
Now I can't hear you at all, MJ.
That doesn't help at all then. Okay, never mind. All right. Check, check. Okay, I don't know.
That sounds better. I don't know what happened, but.
Okay, great.
I forget what I was asking.
Okay, you said you started naming some of your own stories or narratives, right? There's no matter how much I have, there's never enough. And naming some of the patterns that
Yeah.
people have, right? I
Yeah.
hoard a lot and then I spend a lot, or I save
Mhm.
a lot and spend a lot. Um, and I was going to jump in and say, if you really want me to fuck you up, Natty, I could say,
Yeah.
well, how much is enough? How much money do you need
Right.
to
Right.
feel safe?
Right. Okay. So pause right there and say that one more time. Ask that question one more time. So we'll cut the recording. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to fuck you up a little bit with this question. How much money do you need? How much is enough to feel safe?
Yeah. It's a great fucking coaching question. Pardon my language, because there's no number, you know, it's never a number. It's a feeling. And the feeling is different depending on like what else is happening in my life, you know? I mean, it's like an intersection of so many different stories. Um so it's never about the number, because I have reached that number and surpassed that number multiple times, and it still resurfaces. So,
And
you know,
that's trauma.
thank you.
Welcome.
Ah,
Welcome.
okay. So listeners, we have, clearly identified that Natty has money trauma. I knew this going into this because I've been like thinking about this for a long time, ever since we decided to record this, and for decades before. I've known I have money shit.
So do we, by the way.
We have money shit. I asked MJ to do this with me because I have money shit and I'm so exhausted by it. I have a compulsion. I have to check my bank account every single morning just to make sure that, that money is in there, even though I know it's in there, nothing's happened to it, but I have to see it in there.
Yeah, and
Or
that
I don't
creates.
feel good. Or I feel anxiety the rest of the day if I don't do it.
So this, I mean, like, so how do we? Well, how do we do this? How do we manage this? How do we liberate ourselves? Like, are we ever free?
Well, that's what we're hoping. Well, that's what we're hoping to start. I'm not going to say like by the end of 3 months, that's a program that MJ and I are running, you're going to be healed. That's not a guarantee I'm making. What we're saying is let's start. And what we're going to work with is your body, which is where the trauma is being held. That's why that number is never going to help you feel safe. Safety is something you feel in your body.
Mm, mm, mm.
And you were saying like your hairs are standing up, you're starting to get hot, you're starting to get sweaty. Like even as I'm talking, like I literally just got shivers. And I'm like, ooh, like I just got shivers just even talking about that, right?
Yeah.
So if you're wondering, do I have money trauma? As you're listening to us, or as you're thinking about your money, what are you feeling in your body?
Mm,
We got to get in there and we have to move some of that stuck energy, some of that stuck emotions that we have in there that we've never talked to anybody about, because women are supposed to be silent about
mm.
money. It's not polite to talk about money. Good girls don't talk about money,
Oh,
right?
that's right. That's
Woo!
right. I mean, before we hit record, I started sharing a little bit of my history, and I think like I would like to just be, transparent about my own story, so the listeners can hear this. So yeah, I grew up in a very stable household, right, in a very loving home, also, um pretty conservative. So my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad worked outside the home and had a thriving career. He gave my mother a certain amount of money every week for groceries, kid stuff, or whatever. And I remember conversations happening in my kitchen, or disagreements about, she spent too much on groceries, um, or, so and so didn't need this, or, it was like she got an allowance, and there was a fight if she overspent or whatever. And it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like I saw my parents like yelling at each other. It was like, it was discussion. And, but I witnessed that. And what I took away from that, because I have done a little bit of this work on myself,
Mm.
is that women cannot be trusted with money,
Mm.
and that men hold the power, and that men are smarter, wiser, more financially, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Menopause brain. But
Savvy.
yeah, savvy. Thank you. That was the word. Um, savvy with money. And, fast forward, I mean, and I have unpacked so much of this, but it's like fast forward to finding my partner who I've been with now 24 years. And I remember thinking to myself, he will provide. And, I also loved him, and we had a good time, and we had a lot in common, and we liked music and the crossword puzzle. And there were so many other things that brought us together. But one piece that was really important to me, even if it wasn't conscious, was that he will keep me safe, because I cannot be trusted with money.
Mm.
And I've never actually shared this out loud. Um,
So just pause right there, my love,
yeah.
and just notice you're sharing it out loud.
Mm.
You're sharing it out loud with us. You're sharing it out loud with your audience. And just notice what's stirring up in your body. Because, yeah, anything you want to say, sweetheart?
Yeah, actually what's coming up is my head's very buzzy.
Yeah.
And when I closed my eyes for a minute, and I had this vision of my head being cut off and like floating off into the ethers.
Right.
It was like, don't say, like, you do not
Right.
do not share this story. Edit this part of the podcast out.
Right. Right.
This is shameful.
Right.
Right.
You are supposed to be a strong woman.
Right.
People view you as a strong, independent woman.
Right.
And how embarrassing
Yeah.
to actually say these things out loud.
Yeah. Okay. So well named. So well named. And can you also feel, so I'm getting like a tingling in the back of my head,
Yeah.
because there's also like shame just hates being named and spoken,
Mm,
especially in community.
mm,
So I know already, because I know Alla well enough to know that your share resonated with us and with anyone who's listening. So there's a community. So what you've done by naming this shameful thing is actually loosened the grip and started to break the chains of other women who are listening, who have their shame about looking for safety and money, or wondering if their partner will make money, or what will people think of me if I'm an entrepreneur business coach who has money trauma, or who doesn't always make enough, right?
yeah.
So, so we name
Yes.
it in community, and suddenly there's like a little, can you feel a little bit of levity, or a little bit of like,
Well, actually,
ooh,
there's like
ooh.
a little bit of like a part of me is like proud,
Right,
there's a
right,
part of me that's like proud. And then, there's also like a safety. I feel very safe with both of you. So I don't feel, and I know, because I mean, Megan Jo, I've worked with you for years. And Alla, you're in the same, community, the same sphere. I feel very safe being witnessed here, and I know I won't be judged. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, this speaks to this communal care piece.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know that you two, share that value.
Yeah.
And so let's go there since we're there. Tell me
And
what.
this is what this is what shame does. It says don't talk about it with other people. You're going to be judged. right? That's the big fear. You're going to be judged. People are going to find out that I actually am not as good with money as men, right? The stories, the myths are actually true. That's the fear
Yeah.
behind all of that.
Yes.
And they will see it.
Keep going. My body, sorry, listeners, my whole body just like went
Yeah.
up in like complete. I mean, my arms look like plucked chickens.
Reflect chicken.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
think about any kind of trauma healing that's done
yeah,
in group therapy, a sexual assault healing group, it's just we never think of money in terms of trauma, but the same rules apply. We're going to tell our stories, or, uh, we're going to tell the truth about our stories. We're going to find connection, and we're going to discover that we are actually not alone in this. We're just
right.
walking around with our curtains up. Don't
Mm,
peek behind the curtain,
mm, mm.
no matter what. And then you open the curtain and you're like, oh my God, me, I'm totally fucked up about money too. Okay, great. Now I'm not alone in it. So already I have some relief. And then I've got some, somatic tools and practices that I can do to keep returning to myself and ultimately find a way to navigate uh, life with money. Because, capitalism is here. Like, we do have to spend money, we have to save money, we have to earn money. So, like, we can't just tap out of it altogether.
Right.
So, how do I be conscious and at choice and not so paralyzed by shame that I'm just, my head is in the sand and I'm pretending that everything's fine, which is what most of us do with money.
Yeah. And let's regulate a little bit. Let's just do it together right now.
Let's do it.
So Natty, like cross your arms, one arm on the opposite bicep,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And alternating squeezes. Squeeze your bicep slowly, alternating squeezes. And you're going to tell yourself, I am safe.
I'm safe.
I'm safe.
I am safe.
I'm safe.
Yeah. We all just did a deep breath together.
Deep breath. What is this doing? This is physically telling your body, I am okay. This is physically telling your nervous system, there is no lion waiting to eat me. I am safe. I am okay. I'm giving physical input to my body that's holding all this fear that the stories are true, that's holding all this fear of judgment, that's holding all this shame about how much money I have or how much debt I have or how much spending I do. And we're saying, you're safe. It's okay. You are safe.
I'm safe.
And this is what we need to do together in community in a circle of women is we're going to do some talking and we got to regulate. We got to open up and shed light on the shame and regulate together, because that will also teach our body it is okay to speak about things that are shameful. I will survive this. This is not a physical danger to me.
Alla, you mentioned something a few minutes ago that I can't let go of. It's like, you said something about like, okay, so we've been taught that, women aren't good with money. And then we become not good at money. Right. So it's like, it's, it's this cycle, right? So because we're told that and we carry that shame, we don't kind of reclaim power in that realm. So we
believe it.
We believe it. And so we hand power back to the men in our lives.
Who also believe it, because that's what they've been taught.
Yes, who also believe it. And so they claim the power, they manage the money, they invest, they make the decisions. And then we're not good at money. Right?
Right.
So my dad did something really brilliant I will have to head nod to him years ago, is that he taught me about the stock market. And so like amidst all of this trauma I have, he would text me, you know, I had a few stocks when I was a kid or a young adult, and he would text me like, or call me and say, you know, what'd the market do today? You know, I remember feeling in my body, in my brain, in all of me that, oh, he thinks I'm smart.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm smart. He thinks I can handle this. So it's so interesting, like how the so many pieces are woven together, right? It's like I have the trauma piece of my mom, you know, who had like a little secret bank account but was begging for grocery money, you know, versus, you know, my dad, you know, asking me about the stock market. And I'm like, wait, am I good with money? Am I bad with money? You know, and then you enter into partnership, and your partner has a completely different, you know, maybe his or her or their own money trauma. And then it's like the whole thing's like a big fucking mess.
Isn't it?
It totally is.
It totally fucking is. Like, and it's like you know I'm not going to speak to my husband's, you know, money trauma because that's his story, but like immigrant, you know, like there's so much there to untangle, and it's so deep and it's so layered. And in the 20 something minutes we have been together, and that I have shared my truth that I've never shared before in this safe space with two incredible women, done a little bit of somatic work, there is I just want to speak to like the kind of groundedness
Mm.
I feel right now. Ownership maybe is a
Yeah.
better word, because it's not like it's not like I'm healed, or I'm like, oh great, you know, now I don't have shit. Now I'm
Right.
like, oh, there's the shit, and this is what it feels like in my body. And here are a few things that made me feel less embarrassed or shameful about it. And this is the work. And you know, there's so many healing circles for women. Not one talks about money.
Amen.
Well, there's many that talk about money in the context of I'm going to help you make more money, manifest money, earn more money, have more money, get more money. Many, many, many.
Yeah.
I've led those. I've led those groups.
Yes, yes.
So the other piece that we will look at together is kind of where we've been already, right? We all have our individual lived experience, right? We could fill months, just the three of us sitting around a fire and talking about our lived experience with money.
I would like that.
It'd be great.
That'd be great.
It'd be great.
No, can we do that?
Yeah.
Because us witnessing your story is also healing for us.
Yeah.
And we haven't gone yet, but also go into, let's look at my lineage and ancestry. You kind of started to mention, right? My husband's from an immigrant family. Alla, I mean, we're all immigrants if you really go back far enough to somewhere.
Yeah.
But like, what's my family history of money? What was modeled to me? And we also want to look at the systems in which all of this trauma exists.
Yes.
So we have to, we hold for healing to occur, it's very helpful to understand the system of patriarchy, the system of misogyny, both of which point to things like you named, Natty, right? The cultural narrative belief that women are not good with money, women are not savvy with money, women should not have access to money. And you can look at the history of that. These aren't just vague notions, they were codified by law in all kinds of different directions. It was only very recently, our ancestors are having a party looking down on us,
Right.
getting loans, getting business credit cards, being entrepreneurs, things they couldn't have even dreamed
Their
of.
own checking account.
Our own checking account. And then looking at capitalism too, which is really inherently connected to racism. So we're three white women here speaking, but acknowledging that, because trauma is on a scale, there are literally people who it's not just vague stress and anxiety. It is life or death. It is often death. It is starvation. It is houselessness. It is no access to the opportunities, resources, and money that they need to thrive and contribute.
Yes.
So when you look at that, it's super traumatizing. So we do things like take deep breaths.
Yes.
Right. And there is a liberation in there because I'll speak for myself. Knowing the context of the system in which I operate helps me not put all the blame and shame on myself and acknowledge this system has worked so perfectly. It has by design left me uninformed. It has by design left me feeling inept and ashamed around money. It's not entirely my fault. I'm not an ignorant asshole. I live in a culture that wants me to feel idiotic around money and wants me to keep chasing more no matter how much I have.
Yeah, I love how you spoke to like intersecting marginalized identities because, we are three white women who are rooted in so much privilege.
Mm-hmm.
And, there are levels. I don't know. There are different experiences around money trauma. And my money trauma is not life or death.
And you still have money trauma.
And I still have money trauma. Yeah. In fact, I have more than I need.
Mm-hmm.
I would, we all have more than we need.
Right.
And
let's assume most of the people listening are kind of in that position, privileged people.
Yeah.
Who have some money, access to money. But to acknowledge that, let's say, to acknowledge we all have money trauma and then say, what if everyone listening could heal some of that money trauma to have less anxiety and stress around money? Let's say we could loosen that up and lighten that load a little bit to 1,000 women.
So, let's say we can. Okay. Let's say we can. So let's imagine that everyone listening today is like, sign me the fuck up. Like, get me in a room with Alla and Megan Jo, right? Like, I need to go on this journey. I want to go on this journey. I'm ready for this journey. So they spend 3 months with you?
Mm-hmm.
And they get to, I like to say lay in your lap because that's kind of what I feel like when I'm with Megan Jo. I feel like I'm like laying in her lap, which I have laid in her lap.
Sometimes literally.
It's a very, very yummy, good feeling. Like what's at the end? What is what's a taste of liberation? What does it taste like? What's, yeah, that's my question.
Yeah.
What's your
I
hope?
have I have a deep hope for that. So we called it a liberation journey Because it's a liberation from your own anxiety that
Mm,
you're carrying every day. My hope, truly, I wanted this for myself. I wanted to create this circle for myself. My hope for myself is that by the end of those 3 months, I don't have to check my bank account every single day. Like
mm,
that would be so beautiful for me not to feel anxious every day
mm,
if I don't check it.
mm,
It's liberation from my own shame that I've been carrying around for years and years and years.
mm,
And now I feel lighter at
mm.
the end of it. And when I think about money, I'm not flooded
Oh, oh,
with
yeah.
fear.
I just, I know what's coming to me. Like if my, okay, so my desk is in my bedroom, and so I'm looking at my bed, and my husband has this. I don't know whether there's a ritual. He has his way. I've asked him not to do it, but he will get in bed and like look at the bank account and start talking to me about money before I go to bed.
Ooh,
To him, he's like, he's not knowing, and a couple years ago, I was like, you need to stop. I cannot sleep.
right.
I cannot sleep if you talk to me about money before bed. All of a sudden, my brain is just like on fire. My entire sympathetic nervous system comes on. And I
And
mean,
you're ready to run or
and
fight something.
I'm just like, I can't. Yeah, I'm like, well, I need another fucking bedroom in this apartment. I need like somewhere else to go. I can't even be near you right now. And it doesn't have to be anything stressful. It could just be
Yeah.
like anything involving money,
Yeah.
you know?
What would it be like if you, at the end of these 3 months, you could talk to your husband in bed about money and then go to sleep peacefully? I
I
mean, how
mean,
amazing would that be?
I can't even, yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. And it didn't,
That's the liberation.
yeah, didn't even occur to me that that was possible because I just I've just carried this for so long
Mhm.
that I just thought this is the way I am.
Mhm.
All of us
Yeah.
have.
Mhm.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a special 10 a.m. Sunday morning, money talk
Yeah.
because then I have an entire like day of rest and relaxation to recover
Mhm.
Right.
because like
Right.
I need to put it in like one bucket.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With a full day to recover, which is actually brilliant of you.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have work. I'm like, walk my dog, go
Right.
get some exercise, be outside, read a book. Like Sundays,
Right.
nothing on the calendar
Right.
generally. So, yeah, so I have time to process. And it's not like, we're not like fighting to pay bills or, it's just like, did you pay that? We've got two kids in college.
Mhm.
When is tuition due? It's more
Right.
like organizational, but
Right.
it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It matters, but not in a supercharged, the lion is here, I'm bracing for it, right? So the other this is so beautiful. And I love this question of like how do you know, like, what is liberation? And I love that Alla was like, this is for me so that
I know.
it's a feeling, as you said earlier. It's really about a feeling. So yes, I want more and more of the feeling, and I have more and more of the feeling that and I've put a lot of time and energy into this topic. So I just want to name that possibility.
Mm,
Um, that no matter how much or how little money I have, I can have access to the feeling of enoughness.
mm,
And then what? Okay, so let's say Natty. So I was just writing about this. If you had to say how much, like a percentage of your day is like money anxiety in the atmosphere?
The number came up 12%. I don't know why. It just like,
It's like 12%.
yeah, I
Cool.
don't.
Yeah. So like 12% of your waking day. Mine would be more like 80.
Okay.
Okay. So like thinking about it, wondering about, I'm an entrepreneur. It's like, what am I going to sell? How much should I sell it for? What should I price it
Oh,
for?
yeah.
Am I
Okay.
going
So
to know
maybe mine's more than because you're like, because it's all, I mean, when we talk
to
about
market something? I'm
business,
talking,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Okay. I take it back.
Just like I'm thinking about
Yeah.
money a lot. And
Yeah.
underneath that is in order to get more and will I get more? It's like a low grade. If I did like low grade stress, it'd be like 80%. Like real panic, maybe more like, 5%.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm playing with is like, let's say these 1,000 women, we can reduce that amount of stress from 80% throughout the day to having tools so it's like 20% of the day.
Mm.
What are they going to do with all that liberated mental and psychic energy?
Mm. Great fucking question.
Hopefully create something amazing for the world.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, rebel.
Rebel.
Yes, create something beautiful, connect with other humans. How about that? Be so free that you say, you make eye contact with the person checking out your groceries.
Right.
I mean, it's like the little shit.
It could be little shit. It could be really big shit. I might sell my house. I might get a divorce. I might get married. I
Mm.
might leave my job. I might start a business. I might
Mm.
leave my business.
Mm.
I might, right? Because if I'm not in a perpetual state of, I must focus on more money at all costs, that's the drumbeat of capitalism,
Mm-hmm.
then I have other options that are
Mm.
more focused on the wealth of the soul and the wealth of fulfillment and the wealth of my tiny, precious life.
Mm.
I might make really different.
Yeah, this is opening up an entire, I mean, this is like, I have a girlfriend who's at the end of a divorce, and she has like, I'm so, she's so exciting to be around because she was basically like decided she doesn't need anything.
Yeah.
She needs very little.
Yeah.
And she, was like selling a house, and, she's traveling in Europe. She's like, I could, I basically need a fucking backpack
Mm-hmm.
and, my phone, some earbuds, an eye mask, and like, I'm a free fucking woman.
I'm a free fucking woman and I'm a privileged free white woman. So
Yes. Yes.
the other really cool thing is if I can actually get clear about what is enough for me to literally be safe
Mm-hmm.
in whatever context I'm in. Now I have, and now I can reframe um, disposable income, and I can use that income to support other people in need or start a
Mm.
project or
Mm.
donate to causes I believe in because I'm
Mm.
not so fixated on more is better
Mm.
that I can actually. So imagine if 1,000 women start spreading their money to other people who
Mm.
can't pay their rent or can't buy groceries.
That's communal liberation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like freedom extended, that is,
Yeah.
what is the term? And I don't have a term for it. I'm sure
My
there is
favorite
one.
term for that, I saw this amazing recording. I wish I had it. This amazing Black woman called it privilege hygiene. She was like,
Privilege hygiene.
practice your privilege hygiene, like
Yeah.
as regularly as paying your bills, donate,
Monthly,
contribute,
weekly. Yes.
give your literal money
Yep.
to other
Yes.
people who need it.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is, to me, this is liberation, where we as women are no longer on the treadmill of capitalism, feeling
Mm.
like no matter how much we make, it's never enough. We always have to do more, and can stop and say, this is actually what I choose to do with my money. And I can feel good about that.
Mm,
I can leave that toxic job.
mm,
I can
mm.
start my business. I can donate. I can travel. What is it that I want to do? How do I want to live my life?
Boom. Boom. Yes, exactly. I mean, like, how do I, this is the question, like, that, the activated nervous system, the trauma disconnects you from.
You got it.
Actually, what
Yes.
the fuck do I actually want? What do I want my life to mean? What do I want my fucking legacy to be?
Mm-hmm.
That I had more $200 pair leggings,
Mm-hmm.
or that I, actually helped a human being, actually, gave back to the planet, actually,
Mm-hmm.
participated in some form of collective care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. It's
And
and that's
trauma.
the antithesis of what the legging company wants you to believe.
Right?
You must have these leggings to feel good.
Yes.
Yeah. But
The-
trauma literally disconnects us from ourselves. And
yeah.
this is why we need to heal us together in community, come back to self so that you know what is it that I want for my life
Mm,
and make
mm,
those and have that choice to do that and not feel like you're stuck and you're a slave
mm,
to capitalism, to money, always making more, but really feeling empty and not enough.
mm. Boom chakalaka.
Boom
Mic
shakalaka.
drop.
I mean, seriously, I have like 99 more questions that I had come up with this morning, and none of them even fucking matter right now because I am like, this is everything. I need to like sit down and journal right
Yeah.
now, all the shit
Yeah.
that's coming up in my head. Like, what do I want? What do I want my life to mean?
Right. And that,
Well,
we're all coaches here. Like we
yeah,
know this question well.
yeah,
What do I want?
but do we ask ourselves that question regularly, like from this
Well,
context?
from this context,
Yes,
from this
from this,
context,
yeah,
because we're saying actually money and capitalism is everything within capitalism,
yes,
but it's never really explicitly named.
yeah,
But once you name it in this context, you have like so much comes up and then you can sort through it. And then you're like, oh shit, like, yeah, what do I really want? How much do I really want to make and
yeah.
contribute and save and earn? And when you're connected to yourself, you get to decide that separate from
The system.
the death machine, as I like to call it.
Yeah, the fucking
Yeah.
death machine.
And I just want to say, like, we couldn't get here to this question without first naming some of the shame that you named, Natty,
Mm,
without doing some of the regulation.
mm,
And then we can get there. Physiologically, our body will not let us dream if it feels like its survival is at stake.
mm,
Dreams do not matter when survival is at stake.
mm. So
So
well
we
named.
so we gotta deal. That's the healing part. We gotta regulate. We have to tell our bodies that we are safe, and then we can ask that question and really go deep, and we'll hear the answer that's right for us, that's in our heart.
And then you're
I
really
mean,
dangerous. A
so
woman who
I mean,
dreams is very dangerous.
it's so dangerous. I mean, that's the ripple effect.
Yes, that's what we want.
That's the ripple effect of this work. I mean, I love you both, Alla. Now I love you madly as well. I'm dreaming. I actually now that Megan Jo planted the seed, now I have the fire pit dream.
Yeah,
I am a
Yeah,
fire pit genius. I brag.
really well bragged.
nice.
Um, and yeah, I can see it. I can see like the dancing, the crying, the shaking, the talking, the healing, the liberation. I'm like seeing the vision of the three of us. So stay fucking tuned. Now,
Hell
now,
yeah.
now you won't be able to get rid of me, Alla.
Well, yeah. I mean, imagine
Amazing.
a million fire pit circles of women talking about money.
Oh God. So fucking
It's
good.
time. It's time.
It is time. So, Feminine Rebels, I'm going to cut it there, even though I've got 99 more questions I was going to ask. I think, if you have experienced something during this recording, which I know you fucking have, you have to check out Megan Jo and Alla's upcoming experience, Healing Money Trauma, a Liberation Journey. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. Go to the show notes, click the link. I mean, it might be scary even to click the link.
Mm-hmm.
It might be scary just to even go to the web page and look at it, but allow yourself, as you've witnessed or heard over this podcast. Alla and Megan Jo create a really delicious, safe, funny, very funny, real, open space. And I have been in many, many, many of Megan Jo's circles. And it's where some of my deepest learning, my biggest transformations, last year, Megan Jo, I threw up, or a year and a half ago, threw up right before Rockstar Camp. You laid on top of me. I mean,
That was visibility trauma. We love to play with all the traumas.
yeah, you're like part mama, part sister, part den mother, all the fucking things. So if you can get into this journey, fucking do it. Alla and Megan Jo, love you madly. So thrilled to have you here and to be able to share some of my own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
For
you.
letting us come in here and talk to your people. We love
Yeah.
you.
All right. Love you madly. Feminine Rebels. Peace out.